once you're sleeping already, you're sleeping. You're not. It's not b'shor b'chor. It's not your action anymore. It's not your thing anymore. And Mashiach b'payil mamash, I'm sleeping. So if I go to the b'payil, so the zman of shchiva is the whole night. And according to the Shammai, it's the time I'm going to sleep. That's.
But how do we connect it to Bisham and Basil?
Talmud Eliezer is from Beis Shammai and it's from Basil.
Now, according to what we're saying, what would be the svara and the havamina? What would Bechal we think to say that? In other words, the Talmid of Rabbi Gamliel, why would they have this suffix? In other words, once we say that the way we learn Pshat B'Shem B'Chad B'Shat B'nei Adam Sheichvim, not when they're pearl sleeping, not when they're going to sleep. What would be the svara to Mechalek between Chatzos and Seif HaLayla?
What?
What would be the svara to Mechalek between Chatzos and Seif HaLayla? Once they're sleeping, they're sleeping.
For the Ma'achim, the Chacham also hold it when you're going to sleep. And there might be, just like Bezman Kushim Shachris, there's B'nai Melochim that get up at Shalosh Shoyes. Only B'nai Melochim. Right. So, so over here it could be the Chacham have opposite svara that it's Yechidim, they go to sleep late. So exactly, most people.
Wait, the Chacham we said it was according to Basil, no?
Yeah, we had a suffix. We said the Talmud Rabbi.
He's asking according to the Havamina that the Chacham are arguing Rabbi Gamliel. The Chacham hold Atratzeis Meikar.
Okay.
So what would be the svara according to this? So he said according to this, the only svara would be that the Chacham also go with the same svara like Rabbi Eliezer. When they're going to sleep, and there's Yechidim, they go to sleep until Chatzos. So you go according to Yechidim.
Like they hold like Rabbi Yeshua.
What?
Rabbi Yeshua in the second
Mishnah. Just like
Rabbi Yeshua, it says.
At Shalosh Shoyes.
Yeah, it's
so what doesn't also depend on what the mitzvah of Krishma is? I mean, what's the mitzvah? What is the mitzvah of Krishma? You said before the mitzvah of Krishma is that you should say Divrei Torah at nighttime. If the mitzvah of Krishma is say Divrei Torah at nighttime,
no. We said that according to the man the Orma of that Krishma is the Rabbanon, so then could be there's still an aspect of the Raisa because you have a chiyuv in a Torah to read a parsha of the Torah.
Okay, but we don't hold that. We hold that.
It's the Raisa.
So what is a chiyuv the Raisa to say Krishma? What is the mitzvah then?
It's to read these parshas.
But why dafka at nighttime? Why dafka at daytime?
What?
What's the reason for it? What do you
mean? What's the reason? Shalbachov Kamecha.
No, but the Torah is telling you the time of it. But Torah is not telling you what's the reason why you have. There's a reason for it. The reason why I'm asking the question is because why does that reason only apply to a certain part of the evening? It doesn't apply for the entire evening. I understand. The Torah says b'shachach.
Yeah.
So the Torah is telling you the time of it.
Right.
The Torah is not telling you why you're doing it in that particular place.
Correct.
But what is the why of the mitzvah? Why you're doing
what
it?
What is the why? Really?
Yeah.
Why do I have to know why?
Because it makes because it makes a difference to understand why the mitzvah would only be b'shachach and it wouldn't be further.
So if you knew the why, then you understand all the other details.
Why shouldn't? Why
you can't understand the why. What's in the why?
I don't understand.
What's in the why?
That there is a connection in Kriyash Manim with Torah, that's obvious because it says that V'gis b'yevim b'laylo, V'gis b'yevim b'laylo. The evidence somebody is busy, so you can kind of give away Malaylo with Perkechad Shachas, Perkechad Arvis, which means Kriyashma.
Is that Kriyashma? Why do we call it a Perkechad?
So that's what my question is. If that's
so there is a connection. Why Minatera Dafka Kriyashma?
No, not Dafka Kriyashma. Why would I just push down to understand why would what's missing after B'Shachvach according to Rabbi Eliezer, for example? If there's a certain period of the evening where you're not going to have, you say Shema, but it's not a mitzvah to say Shema. What's the reason why during that period it wouldn't be a mitzvah?
Would not be a mitzvah? Because the Torah gave a certain time for it, just like the Torah gives time for other mitzvahs.
Shabbos. Well, what is it on Mitzvah Shabbos?
The reason why I'm troubled is because the mitzvah for okay, whatever.
No, but you want it, you're trying.
I don't understand what exactly
is different.
Okay. So now, everybody agrees that it is Shosh HaKoyin Nechnas Necho B'Tumasa. Everybody in the Mishnah. The whole Machlokes in the Mishnah is only what's the end of the time. But in the beginning of the time, there is no Machlokes, right? So all the Rishonim are bothered. It seems that there was the minhag at that time. The people were learning Kriyashma and davening Ma'ariv early. So some say, like Rashi says, because before we go to sleep, we read Kriyashma again. So we yates with the Kriyashma of Kriyashma Shalamita. Case doesn't like that answer because in most Nuschois, it's not like by us. In most Nuschois, Kriyashma Shalamita is only the first parsha. And even though that Meduri Pascha Medurais is only the first parsha, but Rabbanah set up all three parshas. And
to say that.
So therefore, when we only and with Rabbanah for sure, we have to say all three parshas. That's the way the Rabbanah set up Kriyashma. The Rambam is mashma all three parshas is the Raisa. Okay, so the places it right away. Asa and Rashi, by Kriyashma Shalamit, we only say one parsha, and the Gemara says Kriyashma Shalamit is Medam Nazikin. So it seems from today's question, since the Gemara says Medam Nazikin, it seems that from the time of the Gemara, the whole time they were already reading Kriyashma early. That davening Ma'ariv early.
When you say early, you mean after Ben Hashmashas?
No, before.
Even before Ben Hashmashas.
Why was it Ma'ariv?
What?
Why was it called Ma'ariv?
Okay, so when it comes to Shemona Esrei, the Ma'ariv itself, the Tefillah itself, so there's a machlokes on Chachamim and Rabbi Yehuda. When is the time of Ma'ariv? Is the time of Ma'ariv from night, or is the time of Ma'ariv Plag Mincha? And the Gemara is not machriya in that machlokes. That's
David Kamarovit.
And over there, David Kamarovit, there's also the Achronim, over there the Achronim speak. David Kamarovit, is it because of Suffolk?
We don't know who the halacha is like.
Right, we don't know what the halacha is like. We'll soon see how that's negaya. Or, that's the way Chacham were Mekabel, that both opinions are correct. There's a sword to both opinions, and both opinions are correct, and that's the way we pass it over here. David Kamarovit. What's it negaya? Because Tosfos and a lot of other Rishonim answer that since David Kamarovit, so therefore I can read Kriyashma also early, from after Plag Mincha.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's what Ricky Veger and others ask, what's
different mitzvah?
David Kamarovit Pashas is because of Suffolk. So how can you compare Tefillah, which is only Drabbana, 3 times a day, it's for sure only Midrabbana, to Kriyashma, which is the Raisa. By Tefillah you can say David Kamarovit. So some want to answer this point, that David Kamarovit, which is a gewaldige chiddush. David Kamarovit is not because of Suffolk, but it's because of...
That's the Makabel. It says but this is La Halacha.
Right.
Usually Leila Chaim is the
But how can you even say that to me?
The Rosh argues. Yeah. The Rosh argues with the Pashtus Svara, and he says that's Tefillas connected to Midim Tikkun. So over there you have the opinion of Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda never says it's Man Laila. Rabbi Yehuda never says it's only the Gabi Tefillah. He says Ma'ariv starts at that point because Tefillah is connected to Midim Tikkun, and the Tomid Shebein Abayim you're always makriv before Plag Mincha.
But isn't that Mincha?
What?
Isn't that Mincha?
Before, right, and you were always makriv the Korban Tomid Shebein Abayim, which is connected Mincha until Plag Mincha.
Oh, okay.
Right? So as soon as you're makriv the Tomid Shebein Abayim, so finishes the time as Mincha, starts the time of Ma'ariv. Now it's Hakatoris and Murim.
So it's not a whole different mitzvah than Shema.
What? Right. It's connected. So therefore, the Rosh says, what does the Tefillah have to do with Kriyashma? Kriyashma has to do with, you need Laila, or you need Zman Shchiva. So therefore, Plag Mincha has nothing to do with Laila. Regarding all the other mitzvahs in the Torah, it's not Laila. So, the Alter Rebbe adds, when it brings down the sheet of Tosfos, the Alter Rebbe is actually in Hilchos Tefillah. That the Alter Rebbe adds 2 words to answer for Tosfos. These are not what they used to be. Here.